Is there a chance for 3 TC boom for Abbasid? Just completely ignore water.
Maybe, as we'll have down south Lucifron playing as the blue French, and to the north it is going to be Donari as the red Abbasids. I feel like the biggest problem is that 3TC Boom will be comparable economy, let's say, to the French fishing eco, but it's so easy for the French to set up the fishing eco. And one thing that the French can do, and that's not something that we have seen a lot nowadays, is also trade with that coastal trade post. That delivers a ton of gold. So you could utilize the water control that way as well. I think 3TC Boom with the Abbasids is an option here, but it's still a little risky because you're getting the return value for your investment for fishing a little faster compared to a 3TC Boom.
Also, you get lots of map control there. And Donati, oh, that's a sneaky villager. Oh, Lidakor! Something is going to happen.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Some,
What if it's a tower rush of some sort?
3 villagers on wood already. Maybe it's just a dock in the center. Tough to scout. Nah, she goes such a long way. This is a sneaky play.
Yeah, he wants to sneak something on land because otherwise he would be walking close to the water. He is. Why is the villager not capturing sheep? I didn't know if that you can't even capture sheep with villagers. That's a little weird, but honestly, it helps Donati here because this way Lucifron won't be suspecting that there's a villager coming that way. Because if these sheep were captured, he might actually get a clue. Still, at this point, Lucifron is completely unaware of this one. So this could work out for Donati. No dock for him. What is he up to? Maybe forward barracks and ram push.
And what big brain did anticipate that strategy?
Uh,
Well,
it,
Lucifron should scout the woodline now. And if he sees 5 on wood, he knows that it can never be a normal feudal play. And he sees 7 on wood and 4 on food. And he didn't scout a dock. He should know.
is he 100% sure though? Because 7 on wood and 4 on food is a pretty standard distribution for a fishing play. So at this point, I don't think that he's certain that his
There's
opponent
no
is still going to
dock.
push him.
There's no dock. He scouted the whole shoreline. There is no dock. And there are 7 villages on wood. 8 villages on wood now.
Yeah, you're right. At this point, I think there is two options for him. He either knows it's a forward, or he feels like he just failed to scout that dock, or the dock was delayed. He's going for barracks, he knows. He knows that really well. Such a good anticipation from him.
He knows. Oi, 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 oi. And
Boy.
then Spearman defense should be really solid. Look at that. Waypoint instantly going next to his dock. Maybe even build a tower next to your dock. Is that an option here for Lucifron? Who's heavily on wood. This one will be an incredibly long Dark Age, Lidakor.
This is going to be a long Dark Age. The problem that Lucifron is facing is that his barracks is very far from the dock. If this ram was going for a town center, this would be no trouble to defend for Lucifron because he trades off the spearman and then he just destroys the ram with villagers. But given the fact that this ram is so far away from the base of Lucifron, there's a chance for that ram for Donari to take it down. Obviously, the eco right now is way better for Lucifron, so this won't be sustainable for a long time for Donari. He needs to destroy that dock as fast as possible. Oh, that wall could be so good for Lucifron if he gets it up in time. That would delay that ram push so much.
I don't really see it going up though, pretty far away. Plus the ram can obviously get it down reasonably quick, I would think. If it's not full HP. Let's see, the scout is seeing it, and Donati won't be happy to see a villager walking there and 3 spearmen already prepared.
The ram is done, but as you said, there's already 3 spearmen prepared. And at this point, the longer Lucifron keeps that dock alive, the better his position is going to be. Voz, I think, will be finished just in time here. Villager actually trying to run past for Donati, and he's trying to get a tower up here. He knows that he needs to kill that repair villager, otherwise, once again, Lucifron can delay this quite a bit. Spearman thinking about looping around and trying to hit that ram from behind.
Also not trying to over chop that tree there. I think that could have made a lot of sense to just try to go around.
100%. He should just chop that tree down and then walk through. And this window will give some time for Lucifron to get the defensive tower up. That's gonna help a lot because you can garrison your spearmen inside and then just hop out, drop some torches on that ram, and while they are not burning down the ram, the tower can just shoot the spearmen. So if this tower goes up for Lucifron, that's a massive difference maker.
Oh, love the spot here for Lucifron. Perfect reaction here. 6 spearmen against only 4. Easy hold for Lucifron.
Donati is coming in to try and snipe that villager. The villager trying to get the tower up, but at this point, Donati is sacrificing all the spearmen for that villager. I'm not sure if that was worth it, especially with more vills being pulled for Lucifron. Behind this one, the tower is going up for Lucifron. He's getting those spearmen isolated and then killed, and he still has the fishing eco. Trying not to call it too early, but this might be game here.
Oh man, economy is just so much better. 31 villagers against 24, or 31 against 24 workers. Lucifron had 1 villager loss, but still so much water eco. So good for him. Don Artie went for water though, but Lucifron instantly scouting it.
Yeah, Lucifron is going to be aware, and now Lucifron is the one with a ton of spearmen. He can start burning down that barracks close to his base if he finds it, and then he can just launch a counterattack. And looking at the resources, Feudal Age is getting close for Lucifron, and that is going to signal the appearance of the first Hawk, which will win him the water.
Interesting game. Next tower coming forward for Don Artie, but only with 1 villager. Does not excite me too much here. 5 spearmen in digression, 8 for the defense. Now even the second dog by Lucifron.
That's a smart move, and it looks like that Fort Villager is going to be killed. It isn't in the town center, or in the tower. It's not in the ram, but because it was killed in this amphibious terrain, there is no death animation, but the Fort Villager is down, so there is no more production buildings coming up. That tower isn't going to be finished. This is looking very, very rough right now for Donati.
140 IQ play would have been to park the ram next to the tower so that the villager could have jumped into the tower instead of walking to the tower. Could have jumped into the ram instead of walking to the tower.
That would have been crazy. Looking at Feudal Ages, there is just now the House of Wisdom being built for Donati, and here the problem for him is that it's going to be a steady 2 minutes for him to get the Feudal Age. He can't just rush up a landmark with 20 villagers to catch up. He's going to have to wait 2 more minutes for Feudal, and at this point, Lucifron is going to be up to Feudal. He actually went to the School of Cavalry instead of the Chamber of Commerce, so he's going to have some knights on the field as well. Looking very good for Lucifron right now.
And only now clicking the House of Wisdom there. A solid 20-25 seconds of idle time there as well. And yeah, I like the School of Cavalry approach. Obviously everything open, knights will do quite a bit. And I think 1 Hulk should just dominate the seas.
Indeed, there's the first Hawk coming out. As Lucifron keeps adding some extra fishing economy. He's got a ton of food income. In fact, he's floating a lot of food, and that's the drawback that you're suffering from when you don't go for the Chamber of Commerce. You can't just sell that food and turn it into gold and wood. Still, I think at this point, Lucifron is more than happy with his situation. As you said, that Hawk is going to win water for him, and that dog from Donati is almost dead anyways, so by the time he gets to Feudal Age, that dog might be burned down, even without the Hawk coming in to destroy it.
This could be a really painful slow death animation. Don Artie now goes for the mining camp. I think he should have even pulled 8 villagers there, and I think maybe 3TC boom is the best way out of this one. He obviously will go for fresh foodstuffs. Maybe can make a defense happen, but there's just so much fish already for our French.
Indeed, and Lucifron is showing no signs of slowing down when it comes to adding fishing eco. He just depleted 1 deep fish, but there is 1 more close to his left-hand side dock. His fishing economy is going to be so powerful. He's burning down the dock of Donati as the Hawk comes in, and the eco for Lucifron is going to be so much better for the next 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, if the game goes that long, right? And, well, maybe at some point 3TCs can catch up. But honestly, Donati, he will have a bottleneck when it comes to stone. Only
Lucifron
5 villagers
going
on
into
it.
Castle Age.
What?
Lucifron banked up so much food that he can click Castle Age, and he's going up with the Guild Hall already.
Oh boy. So clicking Castle Age before the opponent even reaches Feudal Age.
That is just brutal. And Castle Age is going to be a massive difference maker here, because that's going to open up a whole lot of other options for Lucifron when it comes to aggression on land, or potentially just cleaning up this aggression from Donati. Donati is still relentless trying to get that dog down, so Lucifron still has to pay attention. But I think the best thing you can do now is pull that hawk back and just destroy the ram with it. Instead, Lucifron will try to make sure that his opponent isn't able to redock.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the right choice, right? Even if you lose that dog, your fishing ships then still use the other dogs. It's not important when it comes to production for you. So making sure that your opponent doesn't have a sneaky dog is so much better.
Stone is being mined by Donati right now, so he is working towards that multiple town centers build, but here comes the Royal Knight on that stone mine, and those stone miners are just so exposed. The villager goes down, a second one as well, and if we look at the stone bank of Don Ari, that is at 283 right now, at the cost of 2 villagers, as it seems. He's gonna get some stone for himself.
And a villager died with stone in their hand, and that's why he is not getting to the needed 300 stone for an extra TC.
That hurts so much. And now Lucifron knows. Lucifron knows exactly that his opponent wants to go for a multiple TC boom. He keeps a scout there, and the moment the villager comes in, he's going to jump on it with the knight. I love how he's keeping that knight outside the vision of Donati here, because this way, Donati feels that he's safe going out for a stone. Actually, Lucifron doesn't really care about that stone miner.
He should deny that one, because now it's exactly 200 stone, and you should have scouted that. Well, actually, maybe he didn't know that he killed a villager with the stone in the hand.
I think that Lucifron was just distracted by the push coming towards his docks, and this push has become more and more intense. A lot of spearmen and some archers supporting were out there. Now, 2 rams, they will take down the dock of Lucifron, so Lucifron won't have a dock for some time. He's building one on the left side, though, and he has finished with one already, so he has backups, and I think now Lucifron needs to go men-at-arms, because the Abbasids in Feudal Age don't have an answer to men-at-arms, and they can just destroy the barracks, the archers, and the rams as well.
Yeah, could absolutely be an option. Also, boom would be an option. Like, they're a defensive siege workshop. I think something crazy has to happen here for Donati. He's obviously playing his cards right. Like, goes for the Feudal Age all-in here with the spearmen and archers. But what can he do against Castle Age French?
Marine Lord is just going straight veteran archers over here, which also works. Won't trade as efficiently as man-at-arms would, but it will still be able to clean this one up. Still, Marine Lord is facing a lot of pressure, but his resource income is looking way better. Especially once the berries run out for Donati, this is gonna be difficult, because even though you have a discount on the villagers for the Abbasids, you still need some food. So when you run out of berries, you're gonna have to invest into a ton of farms, and every once in a while, that knight and the spearman swoop in and get a kill on that lumberjack. Well,
Yeah, would be nice. No healing, though. Now another archer range. I'm not even sure why he thinks a battering ram is a good option there for the defense.
I think he's just going for
Archer-
buildings at this point, but it's a little weird indeed. I think he could clean this up a little faster. Looks like he just wants to go for that ideal composition of knights and archers, the same composition that he died against in the previous game.
Well, it's a really good one. Knight is back, with raiding at the top. Tries to make something happen. Textiles again. Being researched, but still a villager going down.
Indeed, the villager does go down. The knight survives. We do not have chivalry, I do believe. Indeed, we are missing that. Instead, handled settles are coming in for Lucifron. That's going to make those knights even better after their charge. A pretty significant upgrade, and it's not something that's super expensive. Rams now will take down the towers as Donardi has his army caught out of position a tiny bit.
Knight goes in again at the woodline, tries to make something happen. And Lucifron now sees a massive army here. How will he react?
He needs to get his archers on the battlefield. He's going to try and snipe down the spearmen. Obviously, his economy behind this one is much better, so he's more than happy to take this trade at this point. He's fighting against Feudal Age archers with Castle Age ones, and I mean, the quality of the units can be seen on the outcome of that battle. Currently, Lucifron is at 22 kills, 19 deaths, but he took down way more spearmen and archers than what he lost.
And he now knows exactly, okay, this is not even a boom from you, which I was somewhat scared of. This is going to be a Feudal Age all-in, so it's even easier to react for Lucifron against this.
Is it an all-in though? There's a second town center for Don Artie, so it feels like a bit of an everything. Tries to keep applying pressure to Lucifron and goes for 2 town center boom. And honestly, I feel like Lucifron has to be careful here because Don Artie is playing with a lot of confidence, and that army we are seeing there is no joke. So sure thing, it is a way better economy right now for Lucifron, 74 versus 46 eco, but that's a big army coming in here for Don Artie.
But isn't a bit of everything the worst thing to do if you are heavily behind? I think you need to take some risks, either an all-in with economy or an all-in with army, and he does kind of neither, and it's just getting steamrolled here.
Yeah, there's just not enough spearmen here. Now the Venom archers will focus down all those spears, and the knights are getting the surround. Castle Age advantage here is starting to show for Lucifron, and this army is going to get cleaned up very, very easily. Feels next to impossible now for Don Artie, because now if you look at the situation, all that forward is gonna get cleaned up. We already have a monastery for Marine Lord, so he will be able to start picking up relics, and he just has a completely untouched fishing eco here, so his economy is now light years ahead compared to his opponent's one.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Double the population now, 120 against 60. Can easily clear this one up, and oh! Siege Tower Rush! Now we see everything.
Are there star points given in this tournament? I'm not sure.
Oh, we have to ask Fasty if he gives some out, but...
Oh boy, there was definitely a couple of star points for that, but Don Artie taps out before the siege towers are even completed. Don Artie putting up a good fight, and he really played well, especially in game number 2, but ultimately Lucifron proves to be the better player. I feel like this game 3 went into a civilization advantage, but that's where the power of using that deli came into play for Lucifron. Pick the civilization that is very underrated, and he still used it really well despite losing, but this allowed him to save French for game number 3, and having the Abbasids against French, this was a very difficult matchup for Don Artie.
Ay. And yeah, it kind of feels a bit like a parallel to the story of the first semifinal, right? Where we had Mongols banned and therefore Rus generated 2 Ws. And this time we had Rus in game 1 and therefore French was the dominating civilization. So it's just like, yeah, giving the Civ advantages further forward from Mongols to Rus to French. And therefore, whoever wins game 1 looks pretty hot.
Indeed, winning on that neutral map is so important in a best of 3. Basically, winning on that neutral map pushes you to match points, so it is even more important than it is in best of 5s. Speaking of which, our grand finals will